Hi, my name is Jim Jackson, and I'm a research professor at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville, Tennessee. My colleagues in the Division of Allergy, Pulmonary, and Critical Care Medicine are critical care intensivists, and they are caring for patients literally around the world in the midst of this pandemic. I'm not going to be at the bedside, obviously, treating patients, but like you, there are ways that I can contribute. And one of the ways that I think I can contribute is by making videos that will educate and support about emotional health during this challenging time. This is the third video that I have made. The previous two consisted of general comments about the nature of what I was hoping to do with the video, and also about limiting media exposure as a way of decreasing anxiety. This third video is going to talk in much greater detail about a specific technique that you can use, a very practical, helpful technique that you can use to engage anxiety effectively, and that technique is called the APPLE technique. Capital A, capital P, capital L-E, APPLE, with each one of these letters standing for a phrase. I'm going to walk you through this very simple technique, and I hope that you can use it as soon as today. It's very practical and for that reason valuable. All of us will be affected by anxiety at some point unless we really decide to put our heads in the sand like a collective group of ostriches. The reality of the situation swirling around will impact us. We're going to encounter anxiety. As I've noted, there are better and worse ways to deal with it, and the A in APPLE highlights one of the best ways to deal with that anxiety, with those anxious, worried thoughts, and that is simply to acknowledge it. Notice it, pay attention to the anxious thought when it comes, don't deny it, acknowledge it. The P, the first P in APPLE, is pause. So I've had an anxious thought, it's unwanted, it's unwelcome, it's arrived, I've acknowledged it, and now I'm simply going to pause. I'm going to stop, I'm going to reflect a little bit before I react to that thought. I'm recognizing in pausing that I have some degree of control over my reactions, and I'm actively going to choose not to react. The second P in APPLE, acknowledge, pause. The second P is pull back. Having paused for a second, now I'm going to pull back and I'm going to do some critical reflection. I'm going to remind myself that thoughts are just thoughts. They're just thoughts. Thoughts are not facts. I'm going to remind myself that thoughts have the ability to deceive me. They are not necessarily rational. I'm going to pull back and think about those things. Often, even as I'm doing that, I'm going to be feeling my anxiety dissipate to a degree. After I've paused and pulled back, now I'm going to let go. I'm going to release those feelings of anxiety. I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let those thoughts go. I can perhaps picture, I'd like you to picture an anxious cloud, and that cloud literally is floating away. I'm going to let go. Following letting go, I'm going to explore. I'm going to notice my circumstances. I'm going to recognize I'm sitting in a chair in a house in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in a living room with my kids. I'm in the car driving home. I'm going to look at my surroundings. I'm going to remind myself that I'm not in an ICU, that I don't have COVID-19. I may get it. I don't have it now. I'm going to explore, and I'm going to embrace my current circumstances. APPLE, acknowledge, pause, pull back, let go, explore. Often simple techniques like this can be very powerful, and APPLE is very, very practical and I would urge you to apply that if you can. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, let's be careful out there.